En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento. Sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento. Sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Patrick Barnard. Bienvenue à la 106e édition du Piment. Hello, I'm Patrick Barnard. Welcome to the 106th edition of the Pimento Report. This is the annual general meeting of the Green Coalition, and we're going to listen to what people have to say here tonight. Ça sera l'Assemblée annuelle générale de la Coalition Verte. On va écouter les gens qui vont parler ce soir.
So, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Bonjour, bonsoir, bienvenue.
Une personne qui a fait l'étude de faisabilité sur ferme et gazon synthétique sur ce réservoir. Était 30 ans à la ville, fonctionnaire.
Il y avait une compagnie de gazon synthétique.
La ville de Longueuil a modifié son schéma d'aménagement. Et maintenant, on est passé à la prochaine diapositive, s'il vous plaît. J'en ai juste trop, ça ne sera pas vraiment long. On est passé à 18% du territoire qui est protégé, donc 56 km² de territoire protégé dans l'agglomération de Longueuil. Il reste le petit hic dans tout le plan de conservation de l'agglomération de Longueuil, c'est la forêt des hirondelles. J'aimerais vous en parler un petit peu parce que ça n'a pas l'air d'une grosse problématique par rapport à l'ensemble, mais on a ici la petite forêt des hirondelles qui est ici à achever. Le ministre Verte ne veut pas désigner cette zone-là comme zone à protéger. Et pourtant, elle est ajustée au parc national du Mont-Saint-Bruno. Donc, pour appuyer les élus qui se sont mis la tête sur le bio pour faire protéger cette forêt-là, les élus ont été élus sur ce mandat-là. To protect that area, there's a march going on the 15th of May. At 10 o'clock, I think. Maybe we can send you by email. Maybe some of you can do that if you didn't do that already. We're going to do that.
And now I'm going to go into the theory of the legacy project itself, or in French, projet génération. And that is that the developers in the legal field have a lot of money. And they're willing to spend a lot of money. And they're willing to hire the best law firms that money can buy in order to make it as difficult as possible. In order to deal with that, we have to get good lawyers. We have to find the funds to pay the lawyers. So I think the time has come, the legacy project's time has come, projet génération's time has come, not just here, not just in southern Quebec, not just in Quebec, not just in Ontario, the centre of Canada, or everywhere. The time has come for everybody to understand that if we are going to win, we're going to have to start fighting with all our resources.
We've always felt that we can operate without those kind of expenses. The legacy project is conceived by Campbell and Ricardo cannot. The Green Coalition just recently had a little windfall, a nice windfall from, it was a little dance event just after Earth Day. Some of the journalists here around Montreal from the Gazette and CTV and so on. And they turned their proceeds over to the Green Coalition. Very welcome for us because we're very careful with our money and every little bit counts. But we've decided that we're going to cut a check, to show a little bit of leadership for all of us. I guess there'll be some personal checks coming as well. But Campbell, we'd like from the Green Coalition to present you with a check for $500 as one half of those proceeds that we got. So we hope, we can provide you with more down the way. We'll look to take up your challenge to find money. And we do invite you all to take seriously what Campbell is asking of you as Green Coalition members and members of other groups. And please, you can always reach If you can't reach Campbell through Campbell, you can always reach Campbell through the Green Coalition, and we'll pass on whatever you're ready to donate. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 2 bio blitzes in the Falaise. One is at 7:30 in the morning till 10:30, and it's a birding one. Then we have a Jane's Walk that's going to be led by a bunch of people, including Patrick Ashe is going to be leading it.
From Mont Royal, cross through much of NDG, and end up where the Meadowbrook grounds, the Terrain Meadowbrook, is now located.
And Craig Sauvé, who's the City Councillor of the Southwest. Then we have the main Bio Blitz, which is for the rest of the biodiversity that the Sierra Club is putting on at 1:30. So if anybody wants any more information about that, we would really love to have you. And then next Saturday we're going to have cleanup. So we can use you for whatever you'd like to do. It's going to be really exciting. And that's it. Thank you.
SOS Forêt Fernand Sagan, Guy Turcotte.
3 espèces qui auraient des chances de carrément disparaître du Québec, au complet, de 15 espèces qui seraient en danger encore plus, puis de 2 écosystèmes forestiers. C'est comme assez grave. On a appris ça grâce à l'accès à l'information, que nous aussi, notre territoire était entre les mains d'une décision du ministre Hortel. C'est donc, on attend beaucoup de ce qui va se passer à Saint-Bruno là-bas. Si le ministre met ses culottes, si le ministre respecte ce qu'il a à faire, se fait la job, là, nous... Oui, c'est ça. Ça va nous aider beaucoup dans notre projet, nous, à Châteauguay.
So we'd like to put more of a focus when we are discussing climate change and emissions reductions on the preservation of green spaces. And what we would like to have, maybe if you would consider when you have your discourse with public officials, is possibly referring to this goal of 2042 and the 400th anniversary as being something that all citizens are holding dear and wanting to work towards.
Je veux vous parler des hirondelles noires, ou le Purple Martins. How many people know this bird? Ce qui arrive, c'est qu'il y a un gros pépin ou il y a quelque chose qui ne fonctionne pas présentement, c'est que la chaîne trophique chez les oiseaux, en général dans le sud du Québec, il y a un dérèglement majeur. Je ne sais pas si vous l'avez observé, il y a beaucoup d'oiseaux de proie.
Depuis 2010 jusqu'à cette année, ma colonie a diminué de la moitié. C'est beaucoup, hein? Donc, ce qui veut dire que présentement, si la tendance se maintient, comme on dit en politique, là, ma colonie va disparaître dans 2-3 ans maximum. Et puis moi, pour moi, ça fait 24 ans que j'en ai une colonie, puis ça fait partie de ma vie, ça. Moi, quand le printemps arrive, là, quand j'entends son cri, je suis contente. Excusez-moi, ça me fait de la peine, parce que pour moi, c'est important.
This project will primarily reserved for McGill University, one of the financial supporters, while the Montrealers who have been enjoying this ground for decades will find their access to the Rutherford part restricted. We know that because of our pressure, the things have been slowed down, but they want to go ahead. This is a long project. They need funding from the government. So far, the Minister David hasn't released a check yet. That's why we need the support of everyone here.
Donc seulement pour vous récapituler un peu nos efforts, donc depuis la dernière année, on a sollicité plusieurs organisations, parmi les vôtres, dont certains nous ont appuyés, notamment en envoyant une lettre d'appui pour dénoncer ce projet à la ministre David. Le projet, ce qui est particulier, c'est qu'il est dans le site patrimonial du Mont-Royal, comme Monsieur Aziz vous a mentionné tout à l'heure. Donc, nous avons besoin en fait, le maire a besoin d'une autorisation de la ministre David du patrimoine pour autoriser un tel projet.
Oui, c'est très facile. Vous pitonnez dans Google « Hélène David, ministre ». Vous avez toutes ses coordonnées. Vous écrivez dans vos mots
on veut pas de gazon synthétique sur un réservoir d'eau, puis on veut pas que les parcs ne sont pas à vendre. L'appui va vraiment nous aider parce qu'elle n'a pas encore donné sa réponse finale. Et c'est l'étape finale. Merci.
My name is Stephen Lloyd. I'm here with Yvonne Himstra. We're both representatives of APAW, which is very grateful to the Green Coalition. APAW, I guess, is kind of a success story. It's a 250-acre forest in the West Island that, through Green Coalition support and the 1,000 members of APAW, we've kind of got it rezoned for conservation. It's not quite done yet, but probably 80 to 90% of Angel Woods has been saved legally. So it's a great story. In terms of what happened this year, the City of Montreal has bought an additional property in Angel Woods for conservation. So I guess everyone has different stories. Our story is one of struggle, but where these things can work out in the end. And I see Campbell there, I see people, you know, the struggle goes on, but in the end, you can win these things. We can save these green spaces. I also have another hat that Allison works with us at Nature Conservancy. If you don't know Nature Conservancy, no one owns more land in this country than Nature Conservancy of Canada. I'm on their board. We have over 1 million hectares of lands saved across Canada, and they just do work.
And I see here there are some people who had a great part in that, and I see Campbell there and many others who worked with the Green Coalition. Another success story. We had, about a month ago, we had actually a two-week standoff with Hydro-Quebec. I think she nailed herself to a tree, I'm not sure. But for 2 weeks it was a real standoff with Hydro-Quebec. There were 5 trees on the southern tip of the Meadowbrook Golf Course. We were out there every day.
No, they're like, I have measurements. Some of them are some of them are 60 inches wide. That's 5 feet. I'm 5 feet. There's pictures of me sitting beside one of them. It's sacrilegious as far as I'm concerned. We could have saved those with a shima, and I was trying to talk to the hydro people, and we were squeezed with time, and the police came, and it was a circus.
You talked about putting your arms around, I think, some of these trees that were cut on the Meadowbrook Golf Course. These trees were here before. Why didn't Hydro simply trim them, prune them?
They did in December 15th. They came and pruned them, and they sent us the committee an email saying that they were securitized and there was no risk to the network at that time.
So why did they cut them now?
They said that they got authorization from the golf course to cut.
What a year we had. It was amazing. And the main goal of the year and the group was to bring awareness to the issue to save this last largest unprotected green space on the island of Montreal. So it was an awareness campaign, and how we achieved that was attending city council meetings, of course in Pierrefonds-Roxborough, where the land is situated, and then also attending City of Montreal council meetings, and also other council meetings in neighboring communities such as St. Anne de Bellevue, Senville, Kirkland, Beaconsfield, and Point Claire.
A big project that has not been mentioned yet, but that Gary and Don Howes are working on right now as to pit bull terriers is the golf course at Dorval, which is where the airport of Dorval wants to get rid of it, and they've started cutting trees.
It's not clear to us that the AGM really needs this land. And that's where you have to, in the assessment, you have to have different options open, and the status quo is one of the options.
So they're attacking the federal government for that right now.
If you look at the island of Montreal, there is very, very little green space left on it, and we've got to preserve everything that's left.
There's a couple of other projects that are maybe not so much related to green spaces that we're working on, which is the Energy East pipeline. We're opposing it. We wrote a big policy brief for the BAP, and then the BAP got cancelled. We're not the only ones. There were 300 organizations that had submitted a policy brief, and then they said, "Oh no, we're not going to do a BAP after all. We're just going to apply. We're just going to submit TransCanada to the Quebec loi sur la protection de l'environnement." We're not exactly convinced that that is a better strategy. So that's still a project that we're still into.
And next October will be the start of the next Energy East BAP, or public consultation, and I really encourage everybody to do a brief, even if it's only one page, just to, if you're against the Energy East pipeline, and there's a multitude of reasons to be against it because it's incredibly environmentally destructive. Anyways, I encourage everybody to send in a brief, even if it's only one page. It's a 700-kilometer work site, industrial work site, that's going to destroy a lot of green space and wildlife habitats, and probably millions of trees.
Cet hiver, j'ai décidé de commencer une initiative étudiante pour préserver les espaces verts à Montréal. Fait que là, on est une coalition, mais genre, on n'a pas de titre spécifique, là, on est juste un groupe d'élèves une dizaine de cégeps sur l'île de Montréal. Concordia vient de se joindre à nous aussi. Fait qu'on est vraiment contents, puis on est plusieurs écoles qui se joignent ensemble pour préserver les espaces verts. En ce moment, on se concentre sur l'Anse-Salon. Moi, j'aimerais ça que ça continue, puis tu sais, c'est tous les espaces verts. Mais tu sais, je suis vraiment contente que les étudiants se mobilisent pour ça. Puis en ce moment, c'est mon groupe d'élèves qui organise le rassemblement pour préserver l'Anse-Salon. Je sais que c'est en étant étudiant, on sait qu'on va faire du bruit. On sait qu'on va faire du bruit. On n'a pas peur de faire du bruit. Puis on n'a pas peur de fâcher les élus. Fait que c'est pour ça que l'affiche est un peu provocatrice. On le sait, mais tu sais, j'ai discuté avec les autres, puis nous, ça ne nous dérange pas de nous faire chialer dessus à cause de ça. On est bien content de frustrer les élus. C'est ça, alors là on est un groupe d'élèves, puis on s'implique beaucoup. On a John Abbott qui s'implique, on a Dawson, on a Concordia, on a le Vieux-Montréal, Saint-Laurent. On veut vraiment avoir autant de monde qu'il y a possible qui viennent à cet événement-là. Puis on a plein d'écoles qui mobilisent dans leurs propres écoles, mais c'est une manifestation citoyenne. C'est pas pour les étudiants, c'est pour vous. Mais nous, on a décidé d'organiser ça. Mais c'est vraiment pas une manifestation étudiante. Fait qu'on a vraiment besoin d'avoir autant de monde que possible cette journée-là. Puis on sait que ça se finit pas ici.
En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento. Sol y viento pa' su vida. Sol y viento pa' su vida.